Good morning, staff, representatives from the Parent and Friend Association, along with the representatives from the Old Boy Association. My name is Aiden Kelly, and I'm very fortunate to have been appointed in the role of Principal for the new Health and Wellbeing Committee for Villanova College, appointed by Principal Dennis Harvey. I'm very thankful for him to give me the opportunity to create a framework and plan that will lead our community in a forward direction to promoting the health and well-being of our students. I've been given the chance before you today to propose a plan that will address the needs and well-being of the students here at Villanova College and to identify and implement strategies to address the current health issue. After discussing with fellow colleagues and participants within our staff, as well as basing the issue of my own experiences throughout the classroom, my first issue of business as acting principal of the committee is fixated on the following health-related issues students are facing. Lack of sleep amongst students is caused by anxiety received through the pressures of school. You may be thinking, how can anxiety be relevant to sleeping patterns of a student and to the performance of a student academically? Well, it all relates to sleeping patterns that is connected to their mental and emotional state of mind. The Australian Centre for Education in Sleep states that 35 to 40% of children and adolescents experience some form of sleep problems during their development. Dr. Sarah Blunden of the Australian Centre of Education in Sleep recommends that sleep time for adolescents is required up to 8 to 10 hours of sleep per day to reach their peak maximal performance, and is vital to a student's psychological brain functioning, where external factors can contribute to their disruptive patterns which can affect all aspects of their schooling. She also goes on to say that sleep is food for the brain. During sleep, important body functions and brain activity occur. Skipping sleep can be very harmful, even deadly, which unfortunately is caused by levels of anxiety amongst students. Before addressing the implications and strategies of the health issue, let's first explore into detail what anxiety actually is. Anxiety is a natural reaction and warning response. It can become a serious disorder when it is excessive and uncontrollable, when there does not seem to be any reason for it. Larson, El-Remy, Conn, S., and Gilbeni also state that anxiety is an anticipated belief of a psychological distress which results of a perception of a disconcerting and potentially dangerous event. Do you see the connection from both statements issued detailing that anxiety is caused by uncontrollable factors or particular events? Anxiety disorders are among the most prevalent childhood psychological disorders experienced by 21% of the children today. Studies have shown that anxiety and stress can negatively affect the physical and emotional state of a child and adolescent and can develop into many challenging issues such as school absences, low self-concept, verbal and non-verbal problems, deficiencies in academic performance, behavioral problems, concentration, and attention. This is the main factor in what I will be addressing in today's meeting. Students are dealt with certain amounts of stress throughout our education system caused by events, assessments, and time management implemented in our curriculum. With increased incidence of anxiety and its manifested health issues, it is critical that educators teach children and adolescents to manage their anxiety and stress so they can reduce the risk of long-term health concerns. The National Institute of Mental Health states that approximately 1 in 5 children in Australia suffer from some degree of an anxiety disorder, and that its immediate need for a treatment is a fast-growing concern. The need for treatment can no longer be ignored, and the school setting is ideal for such treatment. Now, let's readdress the health issue and identify what we already have implemented here at Villanova College for students. Already on offer for students is an opportunity to speak with our college psychologist and college counsellor. Tass Sacalero, our college psychologist, and Adrian Helwig, our college counsellor, both offer students the opportunity to book appointments during school hours to discuss any regarding matters they are possessing, including struggles with pressure and anxiety. Currently, time slots are minimal, with the main periods for bookings are between morning tea and lunchtime. I propose that we offer students a free-range opportunity to make an appointment for any time of the day when they are feeling that they require assistance or feeling that the pressure is mounting by either from one of our professionals. Implementing this strategy of open more hours for students to have face time with both our counsellor and psychologist will offer students more of an opportunity to talk to someone. Anxiety is the most common of all mental illnesses and, if left untreated, undiagnosed, or misdiagnosed, it can have a lifelong damage consequently and negatively impact the quality of life of those who suffer. Educating teachers and staff about the matter and allowing students to have appointments through class time may be the strategy we need to relieve student stress and anxiety, even for brief moments of relapse. As well as face-to-face appointments available for students, throughout schooling hours, our communication newsletter is handed out to students every Thursday of the week, outlining and addressing current events, issues, and celebrations that the school is facing each week, as well as a Villa Voice newsletter posted to families each month. I suggest we permanently state a section that outlines details of what is on offer for students who are struggling with pressures of anxiety within their classroom throughout both sources. Promoting as much knowledge as possible is the key to dealing with anxiety, as students feel threatened to seek help, along with newsletters and weekly addresses of the college assemblies every Friday morning can create more awareness among students and teaching staff. 3 types of effective treatment for anxiety in children and adolescents in school have been identified as relaxation, deep breathing exercises, and positive self-talk. I would like to suggest to the teaching staff in implementing quiet periods or times during the day within their lesson plans. This technique will address all of the 3 treatments labelled where, at a certain point during the lesson, a 10-minute break period is allowed for students to either do quiet study or reading to let relax and reduce their pressure levels. Now that we have addressed the methods already installed at the school that create support for our students, what's next? In order to address the health issue focused on, we need to treat the cause of anxiety amongst our students. By bringing levels of anxiety down for students, as well as introducing sleep education, we will be able to treat the health issue and its symptoms by lowering anxiety and enabling students to get the recommended hours of sleep needed. To do this successfully, we need to adopt a whole schools approach, as a whole schools approach is cohesive, collective, and collaborative action in and by a school community that has been strategically constructed to improve student learning, behavior, and well-being and the conditions that support these. These include 3 components: curriculum, teaching and learning, school organization, ethos and environment, and partnerships and services. As previously mentioned, the whole schools approach is divided into 3 main components. The first of these refer to the curriculum, teaching and learning aspect, which is the planned teaching and learning that occurs in the school's environment. It is what is taught and learnt and how it is taught and learnt. The second is the school organization, ethos and environment, which is addressing the feel of the school, which includes the physical and the social environment of the school. The physical environment should present a safe, stimulating and fun place in which to learn, work and play. The social environment should encourage caring, respectful relationships and participation in school decision making and should be free from all discrimination, harassment and intimidation. The policies and procedures of the school both shape the social and physical environments. The final component is the partnerships and services. This is connected to the partnerships formed between the school and wider community. It recognizes the central roles of families in supportive learning and the supportive relationships that exist that can be built between the school and its organizations. Continuing on adopting the whole schools approach, changes must be made throughout the curriculum, teaching and learning in order to cater for students who are suffering with the pressures built off by anxiety. There are many tools and techniques that can be found over the internet. Here I provide one example of a website that enables teachers to gain activities and knowledge on sleep education that can be incorporating throughout the curriculum, as well as being provided lesson plans that can be intersected into already existing curriculum. Again, supported by the Australian Centre for Sleep Education, they provide a support network in where teachers can deliver sleep education into their classroom by incorporating the content into already existing curricula. Sleep Education for Schools module is available as a free download on their website and aims to support teachers in educating children on the importance of sleep. The next component within the framework is the school organization, ethos, and environment. This is our opportunity to target the health issue of anxiety. Our main focus is to lower these levels to enable students to receive a sufficient amount of sleep per night by taking the pressures of students by providing information about the issue at both school and at home. Recommendations I suggest we implement are to open the consultation times for both the college counsellor and the psychologist in order to create as much opportunity for students to reach out for help if they need to, along with incorporating messages in our weekly and monthly newsletters in order to create an open awareness amongst the community, along with announcements at the college assembly about support offered if students are searching for help within their school. The final approach to the whole schools framework is the partnerships and services. I would like to attract the support from the website simplyhealthyschools.com, an organisation that focuses on the well-being and health of school communities. I suggest we reach out to them to potentially run a seminar for our staff to gain an insight and educate our team on the importance of sleep and how to address the issue. By gaining as much knowledge on the matter as possible, our staff can address the issues students are facing within their classroom effectively, as well as to begin and implement strategies in place of their lesson plans to help progress students through things such as pressures and anxiety. Dr. Sarah Blunden also speaks openly around Queensland about the matter, and I would like to present the opportunity to her to openly invite her to come into one of our weekly assemblies and address the school on the matter and her research. As well as educating ourselves, I would like the opportunity to educate parents by holding an information night at the beginning of next term to inform all parents that this is occurring throughout our schooling community. To finalise this meeting, I would like to just revisit what we have discussed in order to understand fully our objectives for this new plan. By educating not only ourselves, but also students and parents, along with teaching staff within the community of the importance of sleep and sleep education, our goal is to create an awareness to all parties of the community in order to eliminate the current health issue that is lack of sleep caused by anxiety among students. Adapting the Healthy Schools framework within our program, we aim to positively change our curriculum by implementing strategies and addressing the health issue to students in order for them to understand and benefit from the support the school can offer them. If you'd like to receive any further information, I am open to any questions or inquiries you have about the matter, and my details are stated throughout the college website. Lastly, here is a list of references I have found most useful in understanding the importance of sleep education, along with information regarding how anxiety and pressures can influence students to receive bad sleeping patterns at night, ultimately resulting on our initial health issue statement. Otherwise, I propose we come together next term to assess our progress of our plan and look upon the framework that is undertaken throughout the educational program this term. I thank you for your attendance today, and I look forward to meeting here again together to assess our progress and update our program accordingly next semester. Thank you.